Hey, everybody. Listen, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Glad to see you on the building. And this is a very unusual time for me. But I'm stuck in the house right now because my car is being serviced. I'm seeing something on my glasses. My car is being serviced. So I said, you know what? I'm stuck in the house. Let me go ahead and do a quick little live, okay? Had to even need new tires. Then they got to do a little alignment. So I'm in the house and I figured, you know what? Why not go ahead and go live and talk to the people? So whoever's here, I'm glad you're here with me. We're just going to have a quick conversation about 3 stories. And the title is called Out of Control. But before I get into these 3 stories, I swear to goodness, y'all beat me up. Y'all beat me up. Y'all beat me up. Y'all beat me up. I did a story. I titled it Victory, I want to say. And it was Victory for Jay-Z. Because I said the case was dismissed. Honey, the people told me I was dumb, stupid, or bold. They told me to go back and read it again. They told me to get it together. They only dismissed Bad Boy Entertainment from the lawsuit. And I said, You know what? What's that movie again? I keep forgetting the name of the movie where he said the character was like, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Okay, what's that movie? If somebody remember out there, y'all can't handle the truth. People like smut. Smut sells. That's why these reality shows, they win all day long. Because the smut sells. Everybody wants to hear about the downfall, but the truth, it goes out in a whisper. So let me bring this document now. This ain't part of my story today, but I had to just come back and let the people know, like, okay, y'all love to say, I don't know, and I need to read again. A few good men. Come on, A. James. A few good men. He said, you want the truth? Well, you can't handle the truth. The truth is nobody can handle the truth. And when the truth comes out, even if you show a document, listen, I do stories with articles and people still say, Diva, you lying. I'm lying. This is an article. I didn't write this article. I didn't make this article up. I didn't put this article together via AI. This is an article that you could Google yourself and the people still be 10 toes down. Diva, you lying. And I'm like, good gosh almighty. People say they don't want all of this cursing and they appreciate channels where you're not cursing, you're not carrying on, where you get straight to the point. But then you get straight to the point and they say you a liar. Listen, but anyway, let's go ahead and let me share this document with you. Hold on one second. Let me share a screen before we get into our today's stuff. Is this it? This is it. So let's get into this and let's break this down because the people told me I need to read it over. And I'm telling the people they need to read it over. Okay, so let's get into this. So United States, this is not a made-up document. Diva didn't create this on her computer. You can go and get it because it's public information yourself. And the way you interpret it and the way I interpret it, it may be different. And who's to say who's right? Somebody also told me before, let me back up. Somebody also told me in my comments under my video, they said that Tony Busby is the GOAT. I looked at that and said, before this Diddy situation, respectfully, I never heard of Tony Busby. How is he the GOAT in the legal world when I didn't hear about him? But there are some other lawyers that I have heard about that I would probably consider the GOAT. But they're saying Tony Busby is the GOAT. I said, all right, if that's what y'all want to say, Tony Busby is the GOAT and Tony Busby will never lose. So let's get into this document. Let's read this document. It's very short and it's very simple. United States District Court, Southern District of New York. It says Jane Doe, plaintiff. Jane Doe, the plaintiff, against Sean Combs, Daddy House Recordings, Inc. Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy, blah, 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 Bad Boy this, Bad Boy that. And at the end, it says organizational does 1 through 10, individual does 1 through 10 in Sean Carter. The last I checked, I'm not the smartest person in the room. The last I checked, Sean Carter is Jay-Z. That's the last I checked, okay? Sean Carter is Jay-Z's government name. And then it says notice of voluntary dismissal pursuant to Rule 41 of the Federal Rules of the Civil Procedure, right? And like I said, this is very short and simple. It says, pursuant to Rule 41 of the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, the plaintiff, Jane Doe, by and through her undersigned counsel, hereby gives notice that the above captioned action is voluntary dismissed. The above captioned action is voluntarily dismissed. The above, this is the above caption action is voluntarily dismissed. The above caption action. So the above caption action is Jane Doe, plaintiff, against all of those people. Within those people is Sean Combs, all his entities, and Sean Carter, and a bunch of John Does and Jane Does. It says the above captioned action is voluntarily dismissed with prejudice. What prejudice means, she can no longer bring this case to court again against any of the above captioned people. All right? Against defendant Bad Boy LLC, the same is acknowledged and agreed by BBR LLC and through its undersigned counsel dated, and it gives the date. That's the law firm there, and we got signed in the Busby law firm. So no matter what you read, the understanding is there are 1 to 10 those, but 1 dismissed diva is correct. Listen, you can't bring it against none of these people. Okay, so Lakeisha said diva is cause we now when we can't believe any celebrity with a lot of money, they make anything disappear with dollars and maybe still be guilty. No one is being punished anymore, even when guilty ex-Trump. Listen, I get it, but the people were saying, hold on one second, I gotta fix my light, y'all. Okay, I just need to get my light all the way out my face there. So the people were saying to me, Diva, you stupid, read it again. There's no way Tony Busby is the GOAT. I'm reading the documents. And the documents say she dismissed it with prejudice, meaning she cannot bring this thing against any of them again. Does it make sense to you that she's going to dismiss part of the case with prejudice and can still go against others? I mean, we got to think about this here. But to all the people that want to tell Diva, read again, I read. All the people want to say that I was dumb, I'm stupid, I need to redo a video and retract a video. I need to read. No, I've read. What y'all need to do is maybe contact Tony Busby, because it's not a coincidence that all of a sudden Jay-Z dropped the lawsuit and the sanctions against Tony Busby. It's a switch off here. You drop my case, I'll drop yours. That's why I don't come up here too much, y'all, with all my thoughts, because y'all be like, and not y'all, not my loyal ride or dies. But the other people like, no, you read. No, I am, Lakeisha, but you know what? I got to come back and tell the people. Like, get it together. Yeah, like, get out of here. It clearly says there. And I also told y'all way before that this is going to be a tough road, because you can't dismiss Jay-Z without dismissing Diddy. And what happened here in this voluntary dismissal? And so Jay-Z got a different fight than Diddy. Why would you dismiss Diddy? Diddy wasn't even fighting this yet, because he can't do nothing until that criminal case is settled. But we're going to move on. I just had to let the people know, stop it. Don't tell me to read again, because I read it. Now let's move on. So today's topic is out of control. ASAP Rocky, I don't know if he think he's above the law. I don't know if he think because he's Rihanna's baby daddy. But he said in the court, this is not Diva making it up, putting 20 and 10. There's a witness in the stand. The lawyer is asking the witness a question. And ASAP Rocky is sitting in his chair and told the man, don't answer. I said, where they do that at? He told them, don't answer. If you really had a prop pow and you got nothing to worry about, why do you care who's in the stand answering what question? You sitting there and told that man, don't answer? Child, the courtrooms now are like the Wild Wild West. It's crazy. I said, did he say don't answer? It's a circus. The courtrooms now are a complete circus. That YSL case, a circus. Now it looks like this ASAP Rocky case, a circus. And I don't know what a prop pow looks like, but does a prop pow really pow out? It's a mess, but we're going to talk about it. Our next story is these teachers. Shocking teacher scandal. Teachers out of New York. One of them texted kids 7,000 times. First of all, I'm not a text person, but you got to imagine I didn't grow up in that time. I grew up before cell phones was even a thing. I grew up where we only had our house phone, and then eventually we came into the cell phone, the internet, and all that other stuff. When I was going to school, you had to go to the good old library, and they had these things called encyclopedias, and you had to ask the librarian when you needed information on certain things. Now you just hit Google and you get a plethora of information.
I'm not sure about the answer to
this. Look at my darn.
According to Britannica.
Hold on one second, y'all. Hello, hold on one second, y'all. My little thing is talking to me. I had to tell it to shut up. Okay. So I grew up in that time where you had to go to the library. And now you could simply use your phone out the comfort of your home and get information. So these teachers, they're texting the kids, having a relationship with the kids. Now when you send your kids to school, because of these phones and the internet and FaceTime, one of the teachers was FaceTiming the kids. I'm not against kids having cell phones, but maybe what needs to be done at 8 o'clock at night, all the cell phones come in the room with mommy and daddy. Or if you're a single parent, with mommy. If you're a single dad, with dad. All your cell phones come in this room. Because if you don't, they have access to the people 24/7. When I grew up and it was just a house phone, even if my friends tried to call me after 8 o'clock, my mother would pick up the phone. No, Diva sleep. No, it's past Diva bedtime. No, call Diva tomorrow. Then she come in here and tell me, don't you have your friends calling here after 8 o'clock at night? It was rules. Now, they ain't got to go through mommy and daddy because the people, they got their own cell phone and they got the immediate access to your kids. And you don't know if they in that room and the teacher is FaceTiming them with buck naked. Teachers are out of control and they still got their teaching license. We're going to talk about it. Then we got these married cops from New Jersey arrested, having relations in front of their kids. Many people saying Diddy is messed up because of Mama Combs, Janice Combs. They claim that Janice Combs used to have wild parties, and one of his childhood friends, Diddy's childhood friend, said it was nothing for them to walk in the room and a couple being there doing what they do. Just wild. So Diddy and the likes of Diddy in the entertainment industry, this is not the only place where this sinister stuff is going on. You got cops who allegedly was having relations in front of their young kids, had pictures of the mom, no clothes on, the kids behind her, and they're sharing said photos with other people. They got arrested. But can you imagine how jacked up these kids are going to be? And what else they saw that we didn't see in these pictures? Who allows their kids? It's one thing if your kid walk in the room and you, mommy, daddy doing a little something, and y'all all jumping, you like, get out, and you try to cover yourself up. But when you straight up just doing it in front of your kids, and you cops, it's a mess. Yeah, glad they was arrested, Best IBK, because it's messy. Listen, y'all, it's an early Saturday for me, because I told y'all I'm stuck. I can't run the streets. I can't do no shopping. My car's in the shop, okay? And listen, in between, I might get a phone call. Them call me about my car. You're going to have to hold on. I'm going to have to answer the call, okay? Because I'm here solo today. It's a solo train ride. It's just the conductor on the train. But we're going to do this. We're going to do this today. The title is called Out of Control. It's Saturday afternoon trending topics. We got ASAP Rocky in the court, wilding out, telling people don't answer no questions. I don't know where they do that at. And all of a sudden, it seems like these defendants, they bold. They say whatever in the court. No respect for the court at all. Just in case you don't know, when you in court, you can't just say, yo, judge, can I holler at you? No, your lawyer got to talk to the judge. You got the teacher scandal. We got these married cops. Okay, let me go ahead and get right into this first story. Hold on one second, guys. Let's get into this. Let's do this ASAP Rocky first. Let's do ASAP Rocky. Rihanna baby daddy. Okay, let's do Rihanna baby daddy. I don't know if he think because Rihanna is his baby mama, he can do whatever. I don't know what his thought process is, but let's listen.
When you look at it right now, does that appear to be, from what you can tell, what does AWGE mean?
Oh.
Don't stick it. Huh?
Oh.
What does that mean? Does that mean something?
Mean oh.
Okay. What's that term from?
Objection vote.
Your Honor, I'm having a career.
Do you know what that means?
No, I just know it's all.
Do you know what the letters mean?
I don't know. I could have my own way, but I'm not.
You don't know for sure?
No.
Your Honor,
Speculation.
there was a.
Want to go to sidebar?
Yeah, we need to go to sidebar. Did you hear the defendant, when I asked the question, loudly say, don't answer it?
I heard something. I'm not too sure what I heard. I was listening to.
Did you hear somebody say, don't answer it?
I didn't hear what was verbally said. I heard something.
Isn't it true that AWG, AWGE, is a brand that is connected with the defendant?
Yes.
So a moment ago, when I asked you what AWG was, and you said I have no idea, why did you say that when you're now saying, yes, it's a brand connected with the defendant?
Objection, this is testimony. That's what it means.
Yeah, that was the question. Sustain.
Did you, a moment ago, testify that you did not know what AWG was when I asked you?
You asked me what did the acronym mean.
No, I never used the word.
You said. Well, you asked me what.
Don't start debating.
I asked you, what does AWG mean? And you said, I have no idea. Do you recall that?
I know what ASAP means. I don't know what all means.
Woo, child, what a mess. I don't know. It went quick, y'all. I don't know. Hold on a second. I don't know if you heard when ASAP Rocky told him, don't answer the question. He said, don't say anything, which is so incredibly messy. I'm sorry, it kicked out of my, let me just go back to the article, which is so incredibly messy. Okay, let's go back into this. Hold on one second. So ASAP Rocky tells witness on stand, don't say, while testimony interrupts, okay? So ASAP Rocky has at least one secret he does not want coming out in his assault trial. So much so, he tried to stop his pal, ASAP, what is it, Telvy? I wonder why they all have ASAP in front of their name, but whatever. I guess that's how they had their group. From answering a question on the stand. Prosecutors grilled Telvy during Friday's court proceedings, showing him a photo of Rocky's bed with the letters AWGE embezzled on the furniture and asked what the letters mean. But before Telvy could respond, Rocky yelled out, "Don't say." The outburst created some chaos. Telvy will only say it means AWGE, which pissed off the prosecutor, who asked the judge to force the witness to be forthcoming. When Telvy kept stonewalling, Rocky's attorney Joe asked for a sidebar with the judge. Just as they was going down, Rihanna was strolling into the courtroom. Talk about dramatic entrances. She was mum outside the courthouse, but once inside, she met Rocky in the hallway, gave him a hug, and they went back inside the court, but inside as court resumed. Riri, rocking a gray suit jacket and pants with a yellow scarf, watched as prosecutors pressed Telvy even more, but things got even more heated. Ultimately, Rocky got his way. Telvy never rolled over the meaning of the four letters. For the record, AWGE is a creative agency Rocky formed in 2014, but we really can't tell y'all more than that. The agency's own website said, rules, number one, never reveal what AWGE means. I don't know what that's about. Does anybody know what does that really mean? What is the secret? The ASAP name was from their childhood. Okay, thank you for that. By the way, Busby is only the GOAT in Trump's eyes. Melissa, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. So what does that AWGE mean? And why is he trying to hide the meaning of, the company and the words? But listen, like they said, on the website, it tells you don't even, talk about, it says never reveal what AWGE means. So I don't know if anybody knows the true meaning of that and what it really means, let me know. But Rocky told him don't say, and eventually he didn't say, so they kind of got their way. Here's the thing. I really don't know how this is going to turn out. Someone else on another channel stated the meaning. I don't recall what they said. The whole thing is silly. Yeah, I mean, unless it has something to do with gangster, fighting or anything like that, I don't understand what the big deal is. But he felt strongly enough about it that he burst out and said, don't say anything, don't say what it means. So I'm feeling like it might have something to do with connection of just being gangster or fighting. And you don't want that out because you're trying to act like you had a prop pow on you versus a real one. I'm not quite sure, but I do know that outburst to me is out of pocket and out of line. I think respect for the law and public officials are going, Lakeisha, it's in the trash. It's in the trash. People feel they can do what they want. No one takes it serious anymore. You are correct. But original gangster, yeah, I don't know, RD. It's a business trade name, but you're right. It could be a cover for something else. It must be, because why would he just not want this man to say the meaning of it? And then you sitting on the stand looking like a fool trying to hum and haw about, what it means. Listen, I don't think there's anybody in this world that can have me on the stand in court, potentially telling lies to save them and maybe implicating myself. No, I'm good. I'm not that girl. I don't understand the reason to carry a fake around. The whole story is ridiculous. Because honestly, Silent Acoustic, I don't think it was fake. I think it was real. I think that things got out of control. They was being men. They was both pumping their chest. And he told them, yo, you got it. Go ahead and do it. And so ASAP Rocky did it. And now here they are, they in trouble. What they don't understand is when you messing around with adult things, you are bringing the law into this situation. So cops were called. And I can't remember. I got to go back to see what the cop took the stand. And ironically, it was the son from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erica Jane's son. He was the cop. You know, I can't remember. He said, because he came to the scene. I can't remember if he said, you know, the pow pow was real or not. And did they recover the said pow pow? I don't know. This is going to be, you know, a mess. It's a circus right now. Why was the prosecutor so slow? It's like he didn't even notice it. Listen, right? That's what I'm saying. Why would you carry a fake one? It was definitely a real, I believe, too. Yeah, it was definitely real. He was being a gangster in the streets, and then he met the love of his life. AG is the name of the oh God. Oh God, not the enterprise, like a whole RICO situation. Ay. Okay, thank you, Best IBK. She said AG is the name of the enterprise. Listen, whatever it, this is messy. This is real messy. I don't know how this thing is going to pan out, but I will stay connected to it. But I thought it was wild that he burst out and said, you know, don't say anything. Don't say. Because I think if he would have said the meaning of it, they would have had further questioning into it. And it might have been more things that they could have came back later on and charged them with. I don't know if in the midst of your trial, can they add charges onto that trial, or would they have to bring you back and file new charges? They raided his home. Oh, plenty of pow pows. Were any of those fake? They probably wasn't AJ's. Did they say where the clips really came from? I don't know. I have to go back and catch up. I've been listening to it, but I've been listening to it with one ear open, one ear closed, because that ASAP really, his testimony was getting on my nerves. It really was. It was getting on my nerves. So I was tuning in and tuning out. Maybe this weekend, if I have time, because, you know, in Jersey, it's supposed to be snowing. I may get stuck in the house. If I'm stuck in the house, then maybe I will, you know, go back and listen to it from beginning to end and kind of catch all the way up. But I know this ASAP Telvy, whatever his name is, it's messy. It's just messy. And pretty much ASAP Rocky told him to shut up. So I'm going to go ahead and move into this next story. And the next story, these teachers, I don't know what's going on with the teachers. It's pretty sad. Let me see. Let me go. Hold on one second, guys. Let me X out of this so my screen won't be so messy. And let me go. Let's go into this teacher story next. You know, I'm fortunate now. My son is in college. God bless all of you out there who children or maybe even grandchildren are, you know, still in like, you know, anywhere from kindergarten to 12th grade, because it's messy in these streets. It's very sad with these teachers. And this is not the first story upon which I heard of teachers being involved with the students like this, right? So New York City educators accused of sending inappropriate messages to kids still licensed in classrooms. So they know about this behavior by these teachers that are in this story. And unfortunately, their license wasn't revoked. Now, I will say this, when it comes to my nursing license, it's not like the first sanction against you, they're going to take away your license, depending upon what that sanction is, right? But if you have repeated, you know, problems, you will eventually get your license taken away. You will have to go before the board. There will be a process before you can get your license back and be able to practice in said state that you're in. Now, I don't know if the teacher's license is the same way, but for me, the nursing license, you have to apply for each state in which you want a license. So I was always licensed in the state of New Jersey. I never got my license, or I don't know if I ever did, or I might have, because some of these states, I don't want to get into the whole details with y'all because I don't want to bore you. They have now what they call a compact license, meaning that you can apply and you'll get, you know, a license in 3 states. Like it's New York, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut may be connected together. And so now they have this thing called compact license. So that way you're able to just go around and work in different states, so to speak, right? This is horrible, Diva. It seems like it's turned into a free fall now. It does. It does. It's just absolutely deplorable. So at least 6 teachers recently busted for inappropriate communications and relations with city students and are still licensed to teach in the state, including 2 who moved on to work in Long Island classrooms, the Post has learned. Reports by the city special commissioner of investigation cite at least 121 substantiated cases of New York City educators and other school staffers engaging in improper communications with kids since 2018. This is 2025. Since 2018. The watchdog sends this report to the state education department as well as New York City Schools chancellor. Many accused offenders resigned or were terminated by the city and no longer have active licenses. Others have continued to teach, records show. One of them, Anthony, hold on, let me pause this, sent three Eleanor Roosevelt High School students excessive late night texts and joked about one having sex in front of the other 2, the SCI found. I mean, as parents too, the best we can do at this point is regulate your children's phones because this is sad. This is sick. This is unbelievable. He resigned due to the alleged misconduct and had a problem code stamped on his file. That red flag can prevent him from further work in the City Department of Education, but other districts or schools don't have access to it unless they ask the DOE for a background check, said Betsy, an expert on teacher discipline. Anthony was hired as a permanent special ed substitute teacher for more than a month in fall of 2024, making $245 per a day, according to Long Beach Public School records. Superintendent Jennifer told the Post the district was not aware of the SCI finding when they hired her, and when they hired him, and that he no longer works for the district. She would not give any further details. So another Curtis Haywood allegedly used What's Up app to ask one of his students from the Theater Arts Production Company School in the Bronx creepy questions about their relationships, sometimes leaving her in tears. Haywood went on to teach in 2 different Long Island districts, Uniondale and then Hempstead, making $84,379 from the latter district last year. The district did not respond to inquiries from the Post. And that's him right there, that nasty piece of trash, okay? Now, we got the females doing it too. It's not just the men's. Delania was fired from Harriet Truman High School for texting a student 28,000 times. Now, hold on, people. I don't know in my lifetime if I have done 28,000 texts. Maybe in my lifetime I had. But I know for one thing, there's no person in this world that I have texted 28,000 times. 28,000 times. That's insanity. The Post reported in May. But after the DOE terminated her, she landed a job at AECI-2, New York City Charter High School for Engineering and Innovation. The school previously told the Post they weren't aware of the allegations when Alamonte was hired. She was fired after the information came to light. 4 other teachers, Daniel, George, Ellen, and Andrea, still have active state licenses, records show. The SCI had called, oh, come on, Miss T. Thank you, Miss T. The SCI had called for the 4 to be fired and repeatedly recommended 55 times since 2019 that the DOE prohibited employees from using personal numbers in accounts to contact students. Mantalk allegedly sent one of his 15-year-old graphic design students at William Cullen Bryant High School in Queens more than 700 messages. Listen, I just don't know. I speak to my sister every day. I have 2 sisters. I have a brother. We have a family group chat. that we text in and say good morning or whatever we say in that. Then I got one sister that I'm constantly texting her throughout the day. I harass my own sister. I'm like, boom, 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 get this, do this, help me with this, blah, 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 whatever. I still don't know, with all of that being said, if I messaged her 700 times to a student, he should have been arrested on the spot. The SCI found writing about her brown A in her little butt and calling her a B and a whore. This is a teacher. I'm almost feeling like anybody can teach now. Is this crazy? Luna allegedly FaceTimed a Bronx Center for Science and Mathematics student at midnight on her birthday and commented on her Instagram page that she had sexy legs in a photo and should have opened them. This is a teacher talking to a student. And we are afraid about what our child might encounter in the streets. Look at what's going on in the schools by the hands of the teachers. Hung, a teacher at the Civics Leadership Academy in Queens, exchanged more than 9,000 texts with a male student between 2022 and 2023. I mean, who texts this much? 9,000 text messages? Including hundreds, it says, after 9 p.m. and on weekends, investigators found. Hargo Blind left the city DOE in 2023 as part of a settlement banning him from future employment with the department, yet still has an active teaching license, records show. He allegedly touched a 15-year-old student inappropriately, and when she was 18, exposed himself entirely nude on FaceTime, the SCI found. Oh my gosh. The state must step in and suspend teaching licenses faster following misconduct cases, said the Coalition for Just and Compassionate Compensation, an advocacy group that represents survivors of childhood XA. The current average time it takes to suspend a license is 3 years, the group said. Now that's crazy. 3 years? Why can't you suspend it immediately? It is calling on the State Board of Regents to approve proposals of fast-track license suspensions and have educators temporarily removed pending a hearing. A 60-day public comment period is underway for the proposals, which could be adopted in May. It needs to be adopted ASAP. Officials in the State Department of Education would not explain why teachers cited by SCI are still licensed, saying the agency doesn't comment on possible investigations. That's one nasty teacher. That's another nasty teacher. That's another one. And that's another one. Don't be fooled, people. These nasty teachers, they're female teachers, they're male teachers, and they're looking at your kids as prey. The predators are amongst us. And we think, that from what time is it? Whatever time your child goes to school, to 2:30, 3 o'clock, whatever time they get out, that they're safe, that we're doing the right thing, sending our kids to school for an education. That's why when your kid gets off the school bus, come on now, grooming these kids, exposing yourself naked on FaceTime, are all of these teachers, they were all not from the same school. They were all not from the same school. But can I tell you, there was a time where every week in my trending topics, I was doing a story about an airplane situation. Literally, I promise you, every week I can literally do a story about a teacher that has gone rogue. But sometimes my spirit is like, okay, enough. Just like, honestly, I don't even know, the next thing I probably cover about Diddy, it has to be something big, or it's probably going to be this case, because there's been many lawsuits that came out, and after a while, they just wear down on your spirit. To think that so many people are so diabolical and just so evil. You're supposed to be a teacher. And some of these teachers that violate the kids, they're not single, they're married. I would say the best thing to do to combat situations as such, no matter how tired you are, and I know many people, they're not working a job, they're working several jobs just to make ends meet. And I know you're just tired. And after you work all of them jobs, you just want to come home, lay down, take a rest, and just debrief. But whether it's 5 minutes or 10, you have got to try to talk to your kids and ask how your day been, how's your day going, are you okay? What happened at school? What happened at school? I told y'all my son is 19. He'll be 20 this year in July. He's at the college, and I'm still all up in the business. Never stay out of your kids' business. Listen, my father passed away last year. God rest his soul. He was 86, I want to say. 86. He lived 86 years, and he was always in the business. Now, as an adult, I'll be like, Dad, mind your business. I'm good. We used to laugh. But you got to stay in the kids' business. Stay in the business. You ask them when they get off that school bus, I don't care if it's high school, I don't care if it's grade school, I don't care if it's the pre-K or the daycare. You been down and get down on your kid level, be like, was everything good? How did Miss So-and-so treat you in the daycare? You good? And then when your kids fall asleep, check the phone. My kid was not allowed to have a lock on his phone when he was underage. I'm sorry. I'm going to stay in the business. I pay for this phone. We got to do whatever we need to do to protect our kids, because these people out here, they're sick, they're nasty, and they're disgusting. And once somebody takes your child's innocence, it's hard to get it back. This nasty grown man on FaceTime with your student showing his naked body. Nasty piece of trash. And I hope they suspend that license and he never gets it back. You don't belong in the building with children if you can't control yourself. Disgusting. The predators are amongst us. Okay, the predators are amongst us. So let me go ahead and let's roll into our next story, okay? Yes, wait, what did Nika say? You have to reiterate with kids to express themselves all the time and don't let anyone threaten you. Yes, good tips. You may have to start having a daily what happened at school today meeting with our kids. Oh, I like that, Miss T. Oh my God. See, that's you, girl. You could write a book right there. You see, you know what? All of us have everything within us to impact the world in a good way. That's a whole book right there with instructions. What happened at school today? Because some of these kids, they're getting bullied and they don't end up telling their parents until like they're almost at the break. There have been many stories, but some of them is just too sad, where the kid took their own life because they was being bullied so much at the school. And you know what? The way the system is set up, I don't like it, but it is what it is. You can only go to the public school system within the neighborhood that you live in. And I'm not here to say that public school is better than private school, because listen, bullying happens everywhere. But if we show these public schools and everybody else that we're not going to stand for and allow you to just treat our kids any kind of way, if I come to you and say somebody's bullying my kid, y'all need to do something about it. But sometimes the teacher is the bully. Now, that's a whole nother story. We have to do a whole nother live on that. Sometimes the teacher is the bully. I had to one time go to my son's school and tell the teacher, don't call me no more for the nonsense. Because he ain't the problem, you the problem. And I'm not one of those mothers that is naive. I'm by a teacher's side. I'm not one of those that just get crazy for no reason. But if you calling me talking about, oh, because he flicked it. No, you just don't like my kid. What is the problem? And I took my thing all the way up to the principal. Let's get this thing together. What is this teacher problem with my kid? calling me every 10 seconds. I work. And I come to the PTA meetings and all that. And when I come to the PTA meetings, you tell me everything is all good. And then you want to call me every... No. What's really going on here? We're going to talk about it. But we have to have like a separate conversation just like that. But all I can say immediately right now is, what happened at school today? That's what we need to find out. Some teacher didn't like your son either. Yeah, they don't. Sometimes it's not always just your kids. Sometimes it's legit. The teacher just don't like them. Yes, at Miss T, when I worked in the after school program, I always asked the kids what happened during the school day, how the teachers treated them, if there were any fights, who got in trouble. Yes, talk to the kids. Talk to the kids. Some teachers, yes, sometimes the teacher just don't like your kid. And sometimes the teacher maybe just don't like you. It's horrible. But that's the way it is. So let's go ahead and roll into this very last story that I got. Married couple, they cops. And we seen from the NYPD that even cops be rogue on the job. You got the chief of police. Yeah, listen, let me say this. I understand relationships. I understand people wanting to be in love. I understand people wanting to have that special somebody. But I don't understand just this rampant sex with everybody. We all going to sleep with each other on the job, and we all going to record ourselves sleeping together. I don't get it. This is a married couple. They both cops. And they having sex in front of their children. Who does that? Who does that? And they're taking pictures and exposing their kids to all kind of stuff. And then we're wondering why we got deviants running around in this world, because God only knows what they saw in their household growing up. And I go back to Diddy, allegedly, sexual deviant this man was is an understatement. Now, let me be clear, because I told people from the beginning, I'm not the one that said, oh, nothing never happened to nobody. But I think that day 26, for me, they expressed it the best. He had many people around him. He said, now y'all trying to sue Diddy, but y'all was part of the problem. That day 26 got a word in their mouth. And I promise you, if the prosecution put them on the stand, Diddy may be in big trouble. But let me get back to this story and this married couple's cops and how they got arrested. So let me share screen. Hold on one second. Let me just X out of this so we could be clear here. All right, so let's go. Okay, one second, guys. Hold on. Let me share screen. Oh, shoot. All right. I think this is it here. All right, let's do this and let's listen.
Mercer County are facing serious charges tonight regarding child sexual abuse. Detectives on this case are outraged as the accused mom and dad have been in law enforcement a combined nearly 40 years. Action News reporter Brianna Smith now with more on the disturbing allegations.
Residents we spoke to say they're stunned and sickened by the allegations. They say they never thought this law enforcement couple who has served the community for decades could do something like this behind closed doors. A viewer sent us this photo of several New Jersey state troopers at Brian and Elizabeth DiBiase's home in Hamilton Township before they were arrested on Wednesday. The state attorney general says the husband and wife, both in law enforcement, are charged in connection with creating, producing, and distributing images of child sexual abuse.
When you hear something like this, it's kind of sickening and painful to hear.
Records show 39-year-old Brian has worked with the Hamilton Township Police Department for 21 years, while 42-year-old Elizabeth has been employed by the Mercer County Sheriff's Office for 18 years.
You trust law enforcement for everything, for help. It's hard to tell who's good and who's bad because you don't know.
The AG says on Tuesday, investigators received a tip that Brian allegedly distributed multiple files online showing nude images of his wife in the presence of children. He's also accused of mentioning children being present while he and his wife had sex.
People look like normal people, and sometimes they're monsters underneath. And that's scary.
The Hamilton Township mayor and police chief said in a statement, quote, Hamilton Township has zero tolerance for crimes of this nature. We remain fully committed to upholding the highest standards of integrity and accountability within our community and our police department. The Mercer County Sheriff said, quote, as the Mercer County Sheriff and a community leader, know that I have zero tolerance for alleged immoral acts in our community and within our ranks. Like many employers, we cannot control how people behave outside of the workplace and at home.
I have to have every faith that our justice system is going to handle this and do what's right.
Both suspects are in the Monmouth County Jail, and the sheriff says Elizabeth is suspended without pay during the investigation. In Hamilton Township, Brianna Smith, Channel 6 Action News.
Just unbelievable and sad. So I'm never one. There are people who, but let me go through this and then I'll talk. So New Jersey couple busted for allegedly having sex in front of their kids and sharing nude photos. 2 married New Jersey cops were arrested and one was canned after allegedly sharing nude images of themselves with their kids in the background, authorities said. Officer Bryan was fired from the Hamilton Police Department January 31st after he was accused of using a messaging app to distribute image and video files of suspected child exploitation and abuse material, according to the statement by the New Jersey Attorney General Matt Platkin. Authorities began investigating him, 39, and his wife, Mercer County Sheriff's Office cop Elizabeth, 42, last week after getting a report from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children about the alleged images. That is the couple right there, okay? Very sad. They blurred out the kid's face, but that's the couple with their kids. So both were arrested on January 29th. De Blasio shared 36 media, the husband shared 36 media files containing nude pictures and videos of his wife with children nearby, alleged authorities who said they accessed chat logs in which the husband allegedly mentioned children being present while he and his wife had sex. He was charged with permitting a child to engage in an S act that may be photographed, filmed, or reproduced, engaging in S conduct that would debauch the morals of a child, possessing fewer than 1,000 images of child SA, distributing images of child SA, and possessing images of child SA with the intent to distribute. Elizabeth, the wife, was charged with engaging in a sexual conduct that would debauch the morals of a child. S offenses against children are among the most serious crimes we charge, Platkin said. It's especially disturbing when, as in this case, the accused are members of law enforcement. Protecting children from this kind of lasting harm is one of our most important responsibilities, he added. That's them again. Hamilton Mayor Jeff Martin released a statement about de Blasio's dismissal. These actions are not only abhorrent, but have also shaken our community's sense of security and trust, and those who are sworn to protect us, Martin wrote. While those feelings are understandable, let me be clear. The despicable actions of these individuals do not define our community or the dedication and integrity of the men and women who serve and protect us every day. It is unclear if Elizabeth, the wife, was still employed because the husband was fired immediately. The husband did not respond. The couple did not respond to their the post request for a comment. This is sometimes you're like, this is so unbelievable. You can't believe stuff like this has actually happened. So what I gotta say about this couple is real deplorable, because above anybody, they truly know the law because they are law enforcement, or the husband was, and the wife probably soon is going to lose her job also. To bring children into this world is a gift. It really is. It's a blessing from God. And I'm not trying to tell anybody who and what to believe in, but it is definitely a blessing. For me from God, when you're able to become a parent, it is the greatest joy in the world. And it takes so little to destroy their innocent minds, and they don't even know what they're seeing and how to process it. And this can change their lives significantly for the rest of their lives. Yes, protect the children. So you have young children who are watching according to their own father. This is not a speculation. This message came out of the mouth of the father, watching him and the wife, have sex in front of the kids. It's just unbelievable. It's deplorable. And he deserved to get locked up. And those kids deserve to live with someone else, because God only knows what else they saw. And to think it was appropriate to take pictures of your wife with no clothes on. The children are right in the picture too. Yes, sickos. Thank you. Sickos, right? The children are in the pictures, and then you're distributing said pictures on some site. Like, this is insane to me. I don't get it. It's bananas. This is how sick people end up being groomed up and raised up. What do you expect for these children to do once they go to school, when their norm is to be exposed to such debauchery? Julius, you're in the building. Happy Saturday. Welcome in. Don't know how much of the story you heard, but do you want to make a comment on this story?
Yes, I do. And I'm going to take it from our island bureau elder, Miss Felicia. I'm going to say hers. The children need to be loved, valued, and protected.
Yeah.
This is not love, valuing, and protecting the children.
Yeah.
And if two adults are going to want to do the hokey pokey and whatever kind of KINKS you may have, do that in the emphasis of your bedroom with the door locked. Now, common sense will say that. And I understand about, being free, I ain't got no, look at my wife or look at my husband. Trust me, I am pro-love. However, let your children see a healthy way of that. Don't damage their psyche, because then once they grow up, they're going to be like, this is what we were exposed to. And, well, our parents were law enforcement, so it's okay for us to do it. That's what they're going to think.
Yep.
And so with them in someone else's custody and someone else's care, I hope that person can file for it to be their guardian ad litem and immediately can get them into therapy.
Yeah.
Because
go ahead.
this went into, now I'm not going to say the word, but folks have been getting arrested for it. Exploitation of children.
Yes.
In the corn sense.
Oh my God.
So, folks, if you gonna do the hokey pokey, do it in the emphasis of your bedroom with the door locked. That's it. That's all.
That part, right? Absolutely. They didn't ask to be here. Protect the children. Yes. Yeah. And Tanya said, what a mess. Poor kids. This makes kids think this behavior is okay at a young age. Yes. Hopefully they don't start doing what they have seen at an early age. It's very sad. Yeah. Oh my God. That's IBK. It's the beginning of incense. It is. Who knows? This is what they showed us. Who knows what these poor kids have been through, what they went through, other stuff they have been exposed to. I don't know, how do these parents even remotely think this exposed too much too soon? I don't even know how these parents remotely thought like this was okay. Like this was okay. Parents, make sure that you'd be surprised. My children will divulge in relaxed conversation, no questioning. Just let them talk. You find out so much. Miss, let me see. Miss T. Reed, I hope I'm saying that right. Let me tell you something. just picking my son up from school the other day. His school is not far from my home, but he stays on campus, right? Because it's going to help him mature, grow up, whatever the case may be. And I'm actually grateful that he found a great school in the state that he wanted to go to. So that way I don't have to worry about getting a plane ticket, flying here, flying back. But anyway, I don't want to get too far off the subject. But to your point, you know, all I did is say hello to my son, love you, happy to see you. In general conversation, I learned so much about what was going on in his world. You said it best, let them talk. But you know what? When saying that, I would say that with anybody in your life. Sometimes we got to just listen, whether it's your husband, your spouse, your significant other, you know, sometimes you got to just let people talk. They just need to get something out of them. I said a long time ago, feelings need a home. And if they stay within you, they're going to wreak havoc. So you got to let people let it out, right? And sometimes I just, you know, when I'm talking to my girlfriends, I'm like, I don't need no answer. I don't need no help. I just got to release this and say this to you. And then we're going to move on. I'm just going to spill it out on the table. We're going to move on. You can respond if you want to, but I'm not really looking for any answers. I just need to I need to let it out. I got to tell somebody. So you got to let the kids let it out. Yeah. Oh, those kids but you know what? The picture they showed, the kids look really still young, like they're nowhere near double digits yet. Hopefully they can be saved. But the other problem is, I hate to say it, I don't want them to, I hope a family member can take them. You know, sometimes it's foster care. That's a whole nother thing in and of itself too. And they may end up in the hands of someone else just being exposed even more. My prayers go out to these kids. I don't know what people are thinking. Why would you sit there and do that in front of your kids? Just sick. Somebody said it earlier, sickos, just sick. Oh God. Listen, before I close out, anything else you want to say, Julius?
Folks, this is something that I'm still, having a redirection to.
Mm-hmm.
Even in my leadership position. Nothing is wrong with doing a little redirection and thinking before you do something. We all make the mistakes of not thinking. It happens. We are human.
Mm-hmm.
We are flawed. But there's nothing wrong with thinking and taking heed of that redirection.
Thank you, Julius. So listen, guys, I'm glad y'all hung out with me for a little bit on this Saturday afternoon. I truly, truly appreciate it. Listen, I did an early little live. It was an improv, and y'all hung out there with me. But I will say this. If y'all liked how I kind of did like a little solo thing, maybe I got to do a little solo thing every now and then. Let me know in the chat if you enjoyed me. Pretty much. Thank you, Julius, for coming through and hanging out with me. If you enjoyed
No problem.
being here, just chat with y'all and doing these 3 stories. ASAP Rocky, I think that celebrities in and of themselves, they got a big head, so to speak. And they think because they got the money and the influence and they can afford these good lawyers, they can just say whatever, do whatever, and the court is a joke. Court is no joke. And I think that outburst is crazy. And he probably should have let the guy say what that saying stands for, because now I'm only more curious. Like, why do you not want him to say anything? That just sparked my curiosity, right?
And also like that person who said, my lawyer says I can't speak to you. My lawyer says I can't speak, and they tried hard. They was even offering him money because we reported on it on the show. He's like, sorry.
Yeah. So, and then you got this teacher scandal. Be aware of which school your kid is going to, everybody, and make sure these teachers are not preying on your kids. And also the married cops. What a disgrace, what a shame. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, don't cheat the diva. Hit the like button on the way out. Listen, good night and goodbye, everybody. I might be doing a show tonight. I don't know, because it's supposed to snow, but I do got some errands to run, but I'm waiting for my car. Okay, I'm waiting for my car. Oh, thank you. I enjoyed you being solo. It's a nice diversion from the norm. Much love. Thank you. All right, y'all. Good night. Goodbye. Hit the like button. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.